Welcome to this cross episode of Mo Money and Hot Roast. I'm Alexander Paul Morris, your host. There is no easier way to back up and transport large amounts of data than by using an external USB drive. Already owning a 250 gigabyte external IDE drive myself, and having been quite pleased with it, I recently purchased a 500 gigabyte SATA Western Digital drive on special from Geeks.com. That also included a free external USB case. This particular case didn't have a fan, but I assumed if Geeks.com was going to sell them together as a promotion, they would have made sure it would be sufficient to handle the drive's heat. Unfortunately, as it goes with most things, assumption is the mother of all screw-ups, and I was shocked to discover after operating the drive for under an hour, it became so hot that it was burning my hand just to keep a grip on it.
Ouch!
This is extremely dangerous, and not only could it potentially start a fire, but it would likely kill the drive and the case within a short period of time. There is nothing worse for electrical components, and especially for hard drives, than high levels of heat. That's a lesson for anyone with an external drive who doesn't want to see their investment suddenly one day go up in smoke, likely due to ongoing overheating. I was shocked and disappointed in Geeks.com that they would offer such a promotion onto unsuspecting individuals. Upon telling them the situation, they basically said there's nothing they could do, since they don't offer a SATA box with a fan, and the case was thrown in free anyway. I made the point that this is not like throwing in a free mouse with a purchase. If they sell a drive with a free external case, the buyer expects that it will not increase the chance of their house burning down. At least I was offered a full refund and RMA number for the drive. However, I'm still shocked that despite my pleas, they did nothing to change their promotion or at least inform potential purchasers of the heating issue and possibly how to solve it. Hey, this vlog, for instance. Upon further research, I discovered that especially for external SATA drives, and those 400, 500 gigabytes, even 250, most external cases seem to be notorious for not having fans and having heating issues that dramatically reduced the drive's life for many individuals. The IDE external cases, such as the one I had purchased in the past, had two small fans which worked pretty well to cool the drive, but more on that later as well. Quite simply, most external SATA drives and cases do not have any fans, and those that did were so poorly placed in the case that they wouldn't help sufficiently cool the drive at all. More interestingly, many manufacturers claim that the case fans are a marketing gimmick and are completely not necessary for these new drives. Can you believe that? I'll tell you right now, that's complete bull. I decided to keep the drive because I needed it, and it seemed like most other case options would leave me in the same situation anyway. So I sought to single-handedly solve the problem that seems to plague the industry, and ended up solving the heating problem using a small fan that anyone can buy for literally a few bucks each on the internet. How's that for giving the industry a black eye? I also used this technique on my IDE drive case because the two fans used by the makers of my IDE external case were so crappy that they recently died as well. Now both of my external drives have such good airflow that even after days of operation, the cases feel cold to the touch. How would you like the extra sense of security and peace of mind of protecting your valuable data for the cost of a $2.50 fan? As a warning, performing these modifications will likely void the warranty on your case, not on the drive though. And it does require a little bit of technical savvy, so perform this at your own risk. For the drives to be properly cooled, the airflow must fully pass above and beneath the drive, and must be able to exit from the front end of the unit. In addition, stronger 12-volt fans with higher RPMs should be used in order to maximize the airflow. To implement this operation, you need to find the 12-volt positive-negative leads on the control board of the case using a multimeter, then find a way to safely connect the fan's wires to them. I held the wires in place with glue from a hot glue gun. The hardest part of this operation is to expand the size of the holes in the back of the cases so that the fan, which sits outside of the case, can blow in cool air. I did this using a special tool that can cut away at plastic or metal. A Dremel type drill would also work. Just remember to wear goggles. Once you've done this, you can use some electrical tape to hold the fan to the back of the unit. Note that on some fans, the 12-volt lead may be unswitched, as it is on the Geeks.com SATA box. In this case, the fan will operate even if the main power switch is off. And here we can see exactly how I did this on both units. This is the one from Geeks.com, and you see the fan attached at the back. And here was my older unit, the 250 gigabyte drive. It's an IDE, and you see how I attached that at the back. So it adds a little bit extra length to the drive, but the dramatic improvements in cooling are unimaginable in comparison. Once you've made these modifications, you should now have a drive case that should keep your drive nice and cool, and your drive should pay you back in kind by offering you long life, protecting your valuable data. Worst case, if the fan dies, you'll know pretty quickly, and it'll also be easy to fix and or replace for just another few bucks. How's that for putting mo time, peace of mind, and mo money back in your pocket? And for my final hot roast of this topic, especially given that Best Buy recently recalled a little battery-operated remote control that can overheat and possibly burn someone's hand, I would think that these companies would be more cautious with a much greater issue such as this one. But I guess the manufacturers and retailers, such as Geeks.com, selling such drive cases simply aren't worried about this very real risk of someone's hard drive overheating, burning their hand off, and possibly destroying much more than just their data. At least now with the solution I demonstrated, you now have the power to protect yourself from this industry oversight.